So here we are with Danielle Fuhrman, and we're going to be talking about what it is that she does. She's going to be sharing with us her life story, how she got started in business, what is it that she likes to do, and just overall wanting to learn a bit more about her business, her passion, and her drive. So welcome to the show, Danielle.
Thank you very much, Nev. It's awesome to be here, and I like really excited just to spend the time with you.
Likewise. So if you don't mind sharing with everybody, what is the name of your business and what is it that you do?
The name of my business is Reflections of You, and I'm a color and style expert, or some people call me a stylist or an image consultant. And I work with entrepreneurs and speakers, helping them really look their best when they go on stage. I work with a lot of speakers. So when they go on stage, that they're making that connection with the audience the way that they want to, or if they're going into a business meeting, and it's really important to know that what they're wearing is going to make the impression that they want and not put up invisible walls.
Yeah, that's incredibly important. As somebody who attends a lot of seminars and webinars, I can't help myself but to judge somebody when I see them for the first time. And I remember one time there was a speaker that clearly could have used your help, but didn't seek you out. That showed up, and I mean, just looked rough. And he was. I don't remember what he talked about because all I could focus on is his clothes that just looked like the dogs have slept on it for days and everything was
Wow.
mismatched. And so, yeah, I absolutely agree with you. Image really, truly does say a lot about individuals at the first point of contact.
Well, you have 3 to 7 seconds to make a first impression.
Wow.
And it's probably closer to 3. And so if you're up on stage and you've got great content to deliver, but you don't look good, people aren't going to listen to you, so your message isn't going to come across.
Yeah.
So it is to make that investment in yourself.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So part of the show is also helping some of the a bit younger audience, so young adults as well, right, of choosing careers and just kind of wanting to explore different things they do. But I think you have potentially a solution or something to help them out. Maybe when they're going for their first job interview, or maybe some of them are looking to be speakers. And I see a lot of them will wear these like baggy pants or right, like show their underwear. I presume that's a no.
Yes, that's a no. Unless you're going for a job interview where the culture is like that. Because I know a long time ago I interviewed for a job and they told me to come in jeans and it was so hard for me. So I wore really nice jeans but it was hard for me to be that casual because I'm just not used to doing that. And I think, in the younger arena right now, I think that if let's say the millennials are going to work for the millennials, it's a different thing. But if they're going into a kind of a corporate job, they really do need to be, I want to say, mindful of what they are going to wear when they go in for an
interview. Okay. So how and why did you get started in this line of business?
About 32 years ago, I actually had my colors done, and it made such a profound difference in the way that people reacted to me and the way that I felt about myself as well, that I just said someday I'm going to go back to school and learn this. And I was going through a divorce at the time, and that was my Sunday. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So what was maybe one obstacle that you had to overcome either in your life, in your personal life, or in your career or your business?
I think for me, I think I've had a few obstacles, but one of them is really finding a passion that I really, really loved and knew that I wanted to keep moving forward. This was one of my passions, but the other one was actually animals. And so I was kind of looking at Do I want to go in the arena of like working with animals in some capacity? And I took a bunch of classes and stuff. Or do I want to move in this direction? And the thing that I love about what I do is that, it's not just about image. It's really about how you feel on the inside. And there was something missing for me when I got out of school. And it took me a while to really move forward. And about 15 or 20 years ago, I met this woman who shared this assessment with me that was amazing. It's so authentic. And I went, that's the piece. That's the piece that I get to now incorporate into my business, which is all about how you feel about yourself on the inside. What are the things that motivate you? And, how do you connect with people? And so now I use that as part of my business model, and I love it.
Okay, very cool. So
Yeah.
what results do you generate typically for your clients, for your audience?
I would say that my audience walks away being more confident and knowing that the colors that they put on are actually going to look good on them and resonate with them, so that when they meet somebody, the other people are going to feel more connected to them and find them trustworthy and credible. And so that is definitely one thing. I do help people a lot in their closets, and we transform what's in their closet, either using what they already have or taking the pieces that they have that are good for them and then go build a wardrobe around it. I find that a lot of people have tons of clothes in their closets with tags on them that they've never worn, and you ask them why, and they say, well, I liked it at the time, but then I couldn't find anything to wear with it. So I don't let that happen. So that's a huge transformation, and it's a huge money saver.
So it sounds like, obviously, if somebody's in a need of having to go buy new clothes, obviously you can help them with that. But it sounds like most of us really just need a new pair of eyes that know what they're doing to take a look through our closets and really pick and pair things up so that it makes sense for us. Yes?
Yes. And I think what I've noticed, with some of my clients too, I'll put outfits together with what they have in their closet, and they'll go, really? Really? Does that really work? And it's like, yes, it does. It looks amazing. They go, wow, okay, I'll try it.
Very cool. Do you maybe have an example of a recent success story?
Oh, I've got a few. One of them is, this was really fun. I worked with an attorney and was wearing clothes that, when you're an attorney, they tell you to wear kind of black, gray, or navy. It's kind of a given when you go into the courtroom or meeting your clients. And there was nothing about him that was like that. I mean, he should be wearing greens and tans and just totally different colors. So we did his color palette, and I begged him to just get a really dark green olive suit. And he did. And it looked amazing on him because then his eyes popped as well. And he went into the courtroom. The judge noticed him. The clerks noticed him, and he won his case.
Very cool. That's incredibly powerful. Yeah. Yeah, because they typically tell us, right, when in a career such as that, it's right, like blacks, grays, maybe navies, right? So greens and khakis and that kind of stuff, maybe you can get away with like a khaki or a white suit down south or like in summer. But, it is something that, right, we are all told that that's not something you would wear to a courtroom.
Well, normally the further east you go, the colder the weather, the darker the colors, and when you get into the warmer areas and the brighter the colors. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to look good on you. So it's really about your coloring and based on your hair color, your eye color, and your skin tones.
It's interesting you say that. I love to travel, as you know, and one of the recent trips I was in Rome for a few days, and I decided to go out and take a look at the suits because everybody knows Italian suits are high quality, so why not?
Yes.
And yes, they were. Talk about amazing. But an interesting piece was I was going through, and it was springtime, so it was about a year ago, almost to the date. Um, and I had asked about a suit, and I said, do you have a suit? And here in the States, I'm so used to, they will say, okay, well, do you want the black, the navy, the gray? And they never asked me about the color. They asked me about for what season did I need the suit for.
Oh,
Never
interesting.
mentioned the color. Everything was about a season. So it was like, do you want the winter suit, the fall to winter, the early spring, the summer? I mean, they have it down to about 6 or 7 different seasons, and color matches the season. So you can't necessarily get like a white winter suit. And there's no
Okay.
such thing as summer black suit. It just doesn't exist. It's
Okay.
very interesting.
What were the colors
So
in
for
the
the summer,
summer?
they actually have very light colors. So it's the pastels, the khakis, right? Like the baby pinks,
Wow.
the baby blues. They're very light and flowy. Um, and then winter is very heavy, very dark suits. I mean, it's heavy wool, so it's very much set for
Wow.
the season. It was very interesting. And you talking about that?
That is really interesting. I'll have to go to Rome and go
Yes,
shopping. I haven't
absolutely.
been
I
there
think
in years and
everybody
years.
needs to be able to go to Rome at least once in their lifetime, sort of like a pilgrimage, and just go shopping one day in Italy. It's
Well, I've been to Italy and I have been to Rome, but at the time I was young and backpacking through Europe, so that wasn't
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
happen.
and their
But
shoes are absolutely to die for. So there you
I
go,
know.
folks. If you're
I'm
watching
like,
this, prepare yourself
I'm
for Rome and save up some money. And then call
okay.
Danielle
Yeah.
so
And
she
I
can help you
actually, one of my,
with putting things together too. So there you go, Danielle. You will travel to Rome
or
with
we'll
them, yes?
create a trip. We'll create
There
a
you
trip
go. Yeah,
there. That's what I really want to
excellent,
do.
excellent. So if somebody was
Yeah.
looking, if somebody was watching this video and they really like the idea of being an image consultant, a stylist, what is one thing you would tell them to either think about and consider if they were looking to start in this line of business?
I want to say part is an investment because there's some, well, the way that I was trained, there are not a lot of people trained the way that I was trained. And the school that I went to is not around anymore, but there are people that have trained with the original people that have created their own schools. And so I would say the school is really important. And also, if you're going to a school to be a stylist, find out if they're actually talking about color, because color is a huge piece. And a lot of the stylists just think black is the only color, and I don't agree with it. So just really research your schools and know that it's an investment even when you get out, because you're going to have to buy certain things just to start your business. And I think that we don't always realize that there's an investment after you start.
Yeah, yeah. I can absolutely see that needing to be really considering about. I do believe that who you choose as your mentors is incredibly important. Who your teachers are and what they're teaching and what they're sharing with you is absolutely incredibly important for everyone. When you were talking about obviously having to put some money in and invest money in the business, so how do you think about growing your business? How do you think about when it comes to your particular business? What are sort of the direction or where is it that you're looking to go?
Right now, where I'm looking to go is creating something online and doing like an online course and potentially having a mastermind online. Also, the other thing is really taking people shopping, like in Europe, like in Italy. Actually, that's really on my list of things.
Good.
And either and or well, I love Mexico. I don't know what the clothes are like there, but just really traveling with my business and potentially even doing like a retreat on a cruise or a retreat at a beautiful place, even in Italy, maybe a villa, and take, 6 to 10 people, and then we go shopping and do a photo shoot and things like that. That's like my big, big dream.
Oh, that sounds like a whole lot of fun. I mean, I
Yes,
can just see the ladies with those beautiful hats and scarves, and who knows, I might join you for that trip. I might even put one of those big hats and scarves on too.
that's fine. You can do that, or you could be our luggage boy.
I
No,
don't do that. Sorry,
no, I
I
know.
don't
I'm
do
just kidding. Actually, I would love to
that.
do a trip with men too. I mean, I love shopping with men.
I don't do that, but I will go shopping. Absolutely, shoes,
Okay.
accessories, suits. I'm in. Absolutely in.
Okay. Cool.
So
I
where do
love it.
you where do you see yourself and your business 5 or 10 years from now?
Um, I want to see my business as international,
Okay.
and I also want to be traveling with it. Those are the two big pieces. And having a couple of books that are really, they stand out in this industry. And I have another book in mind that it's talks about your image and how you feel about yourself, but it's more around the assessment that I do. And so I really want to um, do a book about that. I think it could potentially save a lot of lives.
Very cool. Talking about
Yeah.
books, what is your all-time favorite book? It could be fiction, nonfiction, it doesn't matter. What's your all-time favorite?
I think one of my all-time favorite books was Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. And I loved Atlas Shrugged and Fountainhead, both of them. They were just so engaging, and it was all about being persistent in the face of it's not working.
Yeah,
Just like you keep going until you get it done. Doesn't matter the cost or anything. I love that book.
yeah, I absolutely love Atlas Shrugged. It's definitely in one of my top 10 to 15 books for sure. What are you?
So
What are you?
what's your top book?
Was that
What's your top book?
my top book? It honestly it changes, but my all-time favorite book is um, The Art of War.
Oh,
And
I read
it's a
it.
strategy book, and it's very cool and unique. I mean, it was written by Shen Tzu centuries ago, and I mean, obviously, he applied it to the war, but it's just a overall strategy book that you just get to think about and talk about sort of how do you attack things in life. And so
Wow.
it's not just necessarily attacking people, even though he kind of focuses on that. It's a very deep philosophical book that I think can apply to just about everything and anything in life. It's very, very cool.
Wow.
So highly recommend.
Cool.
What are you reading right now? What's on your book stand now?
Gary, Crushing It.
Crushing it.
He's all
Nice.
about
Yes. Gary
social
V.
media.
Gary V.
Gary V.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's how great entrepreneurs build their business and influence, and how you can too.
Very cool. Like it so far?
I've just started, and yes, I mean, he's just been all over the internet lately, so probably for a long time. I've just noticed it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He does a great job marketing himself and his business. So
Yeah,
yeah, definitely somebody worth watching and following.
yeah.
So uh, earlier you have mentioned a little bit about sort of having to be cognizant about investing some of the money in the business. So when it comes to the world of investing, what is your all-time best investment you have ever made?
Real estate.
Yeah,
Real estate. I have always done well with it, always.
yeah,
And as far as I'm concerned, it just feels like it's the least volatile market,
yeah, yeah.
and I'm not.
It's no secret. It is my number one most favorite investment ever. It moves slowly, so that means I have plenty of time to act and react. It's not as volatile as you have mentioned, and just the way it's set up. It's especially here in the United States, the strategies are just amazing on what you can do with it. So I absolutely agree with you on that one.
Okay, good.
Yeah, very, very cool. So what is your, since we're a little bit on the investing and money stuff, what is your favorite or question about money that maybe you have, or maybe is the question that you have heard before, but answers don't always come up as easily?
Well, I mean, I think the question I was going to ask you, you actually answered it. What's your favorite investment? But I mean, I know that I have invested in the market in the past, and it does go up and down so much. And I always hear that you should just leave the money there. And what are your thoughts about that? Like when you have money in the stock market, do you feel that you should just write it out when it's pretty crazy?
It depends. I honestly, I believe that the best thing you can do is study the investment. If the stocks are the investment of choice, my number one thing I would say is learn what you have in your portfolio. What are the companies? Is it a good, solid company, and are they priced correctly? A lot of the
Mm-hmm.
companies are not priced correctly. Their stocks are overpriced over the
Okay.
value of what they have. And so you want to understand the fundamental of the company, and you also want to be able to read the charts. So you want to be able to understand the technical component as well. Looking at the charts, what I can tell you is even without looking at any particular stock, but if you see the kind of go up, it will come down. It's guaranteed. I don't care what it
Yeah.
is. I guarantee you it's coming down. So if you are paying attention and noticing that all of a sudden it's getting a swing and everybody's getting in, you don't have to necessarily completely exit. But, I personally, in those moments, take at least 50% out. I sell, I step back, wait for it to come back down, and I can come back in. So that's strategy one. Strategy two is you can do some stuff with the options where you can get some options to protect the downside. So,
Oh,
so
okay.
the part is that if you are able to, so staying in it, if you don't know what you're doing, staying in it makes sense. Over the long term, it kind of smooths out and it goes up. But depending on when you need to exit, may make a big difference whether you should have stayed or not. So when you come in,
Okay.
when you need to come out, and if you are doing a little bit more of sophisticated investing, it's definitely helpful if you can actually step out at some key moments, because what's happening is you're not going down in value. You're recapping all of the top points and reinvesting that money, so your returns can be that much higher.
Oh, great. Great
So,
idea.
so there you go.
Thanks.
Very, very cool.
There you go.
So, um, what do you do in your spare time? How do you spend your spare time?
I a lot of times will go visit my mom. She lives a couple hours from here. That's one thing. But as far as fun things go, I love going to the movies. That's like one of my favorite things. I sometimes will go see two movies at one time, and I've been known to do three. So it's kind of crazy. But I like the Academy Awards are tonight, and
Yeah,
I'm really excited to watch them.
very, very
I've
cool.
seen a lot of the
So
movies.
who are you voting for the best picture?
I think Roma will win. Not that I haven't seen it, but I think just given what I've seen over the past, I would love Bohemian Rhapsody to win. I think it was an amazing movie. There were a lot of good movies. I've seen a lot of them or most of them, and they're really really good.
All right. So
Yeah.
what is a all-time favorite movie of yours, since you're a big movie goer?
I think one of my most all-time favorite movies is Out of Africa. And part of it is the music, part of it's because it's Africa. That's like a place that I want to go. I feel like if I go there, I'll never come home. And also, I just love the story behind it. There was one scene in there where they're creating a story, and I think Robert Redford started the story. He, like Once Upon a Time there was, and he went on, and then she continued it, and it was just magic.
Nice.
Did you see the movie?
Was that?
Did you see the movie?
I have. It's been a while. I try to have this rule of not watching the same movie more than once.
Oh, okay. Well, I've seen it more than once, so. But that's my all-time favorite scene.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So, what final thoughts would you like to give to the folks watching this? And if you can also share with us where people can find you, where can they learn more about what you do, and just be able to connect with you and continue the conversation.
Great. Well, I would say the thing that, a couple of things that I would say, really, when you're going out to meet somebody for the first time, or you're going to get up on stage, you really do want to be your best. And if you do not have black hair, I would say stay away from black. Black can be one of those colors that can actually take the energy away from you instead of giving you the energy, and also can put up invisible walls between you and the person that you're talking to. And if you're wanting to connect and create credibility and just have people, feel comfortable with you, black is not always the best color to wear. So that's one thing I would say.
Very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. And then the other comment that I would say or try is wearing your eye color. Because what that does, it actually creates credibility, trust, and connection. So when you're wearing it, people just feel really comfortable with you, and they won't necessarily know why. And so, play with it. Go into the bathroom, look at your eye color and see if you can match it. And if you can, try it. And I'd love to hear more about it.
So for folks with blue eyes, for example, like really light blue, perhaps lighter blue colors would work better on them.
That would be a really good, more of a pastel color or lighter color. But if you needed a dark suit, then go into a navy.
Okay, got it. So you want to try to follow the color all the way through.
Right. So if you've got green eyes, I would say look for potentially a green suit, or if you have your color hair, more of a brown suit versus a black suit.
Okay.
So it's really based on your coloring, but it's so important. I can't emphasize that enough.
It sounds like it, yeah. So thank you very much. I will definitely look through my wardrobe and start readjusting my style as well. Thank you very much.
Okay, good. And if you want more information, you can go to Danielle Fuhrman, FUHRMAN.com. And you can download my free ebook called Is Color Sabotaging You or Supporting You? And you can reach out to me, and I'd love to hear from you and answer your questions. And if I can help you, I would love that.
Excellent. Could you give the website one more time just
so
folks have it?
Sure. It's www.danielle, DANIELLE, Fuhrman, F as in Frank, UHRMAN.com.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely post that in the show notes as well.
Okay.
Make sure that we add that in so folks definitely have a place to go. But so there you go, have it. Danielle Fuhrman, the image consultant. And if you are looking and needing help of how to look your best, how to be unforgettable at the first point of contact, and you're wanting to go to Italy or anywhere else internationally and need a shopping partner who actually knows what they're doing, Danielle is the lady to go with you regardless of your gender or gender identity. She is the lady to come with you and help you along your journey. Thank you, Danielle, so much for being part of the show. Absolutely love having you, and I hope that you will come back again.
Of course, always. I love being here. Thank you, Nev.